What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Other Guys podcast, or like we call it, the OOG Podcast. My name is Hutch, along with my co-host Turkman, and we're here to talk about some Star Wars, maybe something else. Who knows? But let's get into it.
Yeah, I had to bring this one up because I thought to myself the other day, I'm like, man, we got all this content out. It kind of felt like there was a lot of dry shows going on and not a lot of Star Wars stuff going on. And then they just dropped Ahsoka. So I really wanted to kick off because I know you're a huge Star Wars fan, and I have to ask you, first and foremost, I need to know how you rank all of the Star Wars movies.
So you want to
And
know how?
yes, I'm including Rogue One. I'm including Solo. Are those the only other two that were? There wasn't another
Anthologies?
spinoff, was there?
Nah, TV shows, spinoffs. Pretty much that's it. I think Solo and Rogue One are the only spinoffs.
Okay. Okay. I'm including those in your ranking.
Okay. So we're going. How many are there? Shoot, there's a lot. There's
11.
It's like 11. Okay. Okay, coming in last. Yeah, hold on, my bad. My screen fell asleep. Coming in at last, number 11 for me would have to be the Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace to me was garbage. I didn't like it. The midichlorian thing, when they first brought that up, I didn't like that either. I thought it was kind of stupid. The story was bad. Acting wasn't that bad, but the story was just bland. I need justice for my man Qui-Gon, because apparently everybody can get stabbed through the stomach these days and live. And my man takes one for the team and he dies. That's whack as fuck. My favorite part though is at the end when Obi-Wan's about to fight him. There's just like this like little like for a couple seconds, like, you know how he's going through the little laser walls and they're going up every like 10 seconds, and he's on the last one and he's about to fight him, and he does a little hop, that little jump bounce step thing. He's like he's getting
like
ready.
he's
I'm
ready.
like, that's kind of like that. I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that whole last part. But other than that though, I just couldn't get behind it. The lines were bad, acting was mediocre, the story was bad. So yeah. Now coming in right after that had to be the Clone Wars.
The move.
Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Right after that, it's not good. Just not good at all. The acting wasn't that good. My man said, "I hate sand because it's coarse." I'm like, man, get the what? What is this awkward dialogue y'all got going on right now?
Right.
And then Jango Fett was kind of anticlimactic. My man got pieced up real quick at the end, got his head cut off.
Right.
But it was just it wasn't a good story. It wasn't, the CGI was terrible. It
was like early 2000s, all things considered.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like they could have done a better job than that. When all the clones came in, it just didn't look good. I just thought it was
Yeah.
I was like, that looks terrible. The dynamic between Padme and Anakin always kind of creeped me out. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why, but I just didn't like it. Maybe it's because in the Phantom Menace, he looked so much younger than she did, even though I guess they're only like 5 years apart. He looked like he was like 8. She looked like she was like 17. So even though I think they were like 10 and 14, 15, which I guess isn't too bad, but I don't know. I wasn't buying it. Now, this is where they kind of get mixed up a little bit.
Okay.
Now, I think the third would have to be this is tough because I want to say, I think I might go Last Jedi, maybe, but I don't know if it's that. I'm trying to think of all the other movies real quick. Hold on.
Do you want me to name them?
Yeah, go ahead.
You still have everything in the original trilogy left, everything in the sequel trilogy left, The two anthology movies and
Right.
episode 3.
2 anthology movies. Okay. Last Jedi. This is my opinion, everybody. I don't care what you guys think. Last Jedi was gonna have to come in 9th place.
Okay.
Cinematography, fantastic. The movie looked amazing, but hard stop after that. It was just story terrible. I didn't like the whole. They were just out of the reach of the First Order. You know, that whole dynamic between the ships, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they couldn't go any faster, but if they went slower, they would get blown up. I'm like, this is kind of stupid, but okay, I guess that's where we're at. And then the whole Poe and what was her name? The commanding officer that
Rose
got put, huh?
Was it Rose?
No, it wasn't Rose. It was I forgot. It was the purple hair lady. After Leia a whole Superman back to the ship.
Yeah.
That was stupid. Like, why didn't they just talk to each other about it? Like, why did it have to be a secret? Like, why couldn't she have just been like, oh yeah, we're finna get off on this planet right here. It used to be a rebel base. Instead of communicating that, they had a whole mutiny and everything. I was like, this whole problem could have been avoided.
Yeah.
Without and then Finn and Rose's whole whatever the fuck you want to call that. That side story that didn't even matter in the end. Didn't even matter. They didn't even find the actual guy. I don't think whatever they were doing didn't work. That whole plot line was stupid. That line she said at the end, we don't win wars by fighting our enemies, but saving our friends. I was like, no, stop. I don't like she's wrong. She's not wrong, but you win wars by fighting the enemy. I'm just saying. And so I didn't like how they did my man Luke. I didn't like that he was a cynic at the end. I felt like he shouldn't have been like giving up so easily because like he turned Darth Vader to the good. Like how does a guy who turns Darth Vader to the good side give up on his own nephew? And I wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying it. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. I don't think he would give up. I don't think that's in Luke's character to give up like that. But,
right.
You know, whatever. I guess can't get mad at it now, I guess. And then Snoke was a disappointment. I thought that he was going to be the overarching bad guy, but he was in that bitch for like 10 minutes, cut his ass in half like that. And I was like, okay, that was kind of a waste. We didn't get to learn much about him unless you want to read the books, and I ain't doing that. So there's that. So Last Jedi in third last place.
What's next?
Right, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
I feel like Rise of Skywalker could be interchangeable. Sorry, there's a little lag going on. Rise of Skywalker is there was just so much going on in Rise of Skywalker. They went to like 8 different planets. I was like, there's just too much going on. I couldn't. It was kind of hard to grasp the story because it was just so all over the place. Like they needed to find the what was it? The
holocron or whatever.
The holocron, the evil holocron. They need to find that, and somehow she finds she just happens to stumble upon
that knife too.
The knife.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden, when she pulled that shit out and then matched with the fallen Death Star, I was like, "Oh, come!"
Yeah, that was like, yeah.
You got to be kidding me! There ain't no way that was a coincidence. And I was kind of like, didn't believe that there was remains of the Death Star because in the New Hope, it blew up. There wasn't no debris. It was just gone. It was gone. I was like, okay, whatever. You know what? I'll take it with a grain of salt. And then my biggest thing was I thought that Ben Solo or Kylo Ren should have never went to the good side. He should have stayed the bad guy. He should have turned on Rey at the end after they defeated Palpatine, because it just felt like they did a repeat of the original trilogy. Because, you know,
Yeah.
They finally turned Darth Vader at the end. They finally turned Kylo Ren at the end. Oh, that's such good writing. I thought that if he would have came back, he was good, and then they defeated Palpatine. He'd be like, "Ha, stupid girl, I'm
Dang.
about to, take this stuff over." And I thought that would have been so much better than what they did. But and then they had that awkward kiss at the end that wasn't really believable. Because I was like, man, this whole time this dude been trying to kill you and your friends, and you just going, all right, whatever, different strokes for different folks. You feel me? But okay. And right after that, what is it? What am I? That was 8. I'm on 7. 7 would have to be Solo. Solo. I had to come in with Solo because I liked it. I enjoyed it, but it was just kind of, it was okay movie. The story was all right. Kira did my man Han dirty as hell. I didn't like that at the end.
Yeah.
The best part about the whole movie was Childish Gambino as Lando Calrissian.
Yeah.
He was great. He played that role so well. I was at the end of the movie, I was like, that's Lando right there. Like,
Yeah.
at the end, I'm kind of like, okay, I guess he's Han Solo. But but you're still kind of like, man, but Harrison Ford is Han Solo. But when Childish Gambino, you're like, that's Lando right there.
Yeah.
That's Lando right there. So coming in after that, people might hate me for that one, but hey, that's a personal opinion of mine. I enjoyed it because Han Solo's my favorite character, so of course I'm gonna put him a little bit higher than we should. So what am I at? I got 6 movies left, or 5 movies. I lost track of my head.
Got
The original
everything
trilogy,
in the original.
I got
Episode
I got
3.
Episode 3.
You got 6 movies left, I think. Yeah.
Episode 3.
Oh,
No, wait. It's kind of interchangeable with these 2 movies.
go for it. Go for it.
So these next 2 spots, what am I at? I'm at 6 and 5 or 5 and 4.
6 and 5.
6 and 5. So these are interchangeable with me because I liked episode 3. I thought it looked good. I thought the story was cool. I thought the ending was a tragedy. When I was like, no, what are you doing right now? And Anakin was like, he got to go on trial. I was like, no, kill him right now. He was like, nope. I was like, oh. Then they just do that whole 10-minute montage. They killing everybody. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, no. And I was like, man. But yeah, that acting was much better. I thought that fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin was awesome. I think it's probably, if not the best fight in the whole franchise, I think.
Yeah.
There's some cartoon fights that could maybe beat that. But yeah, man, I just thought it was just so epic. I thought that like the stakes were so high. And so that's what I like. Man, that was an experience. That's why I put it at 6. And it's interchangeable with episode 7, Force Awakens, because I don't know. I just thought they got new characters, all these new people in it. The one of the main characters was a black guy. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, the main character is a black guy, even though it kind of bit us in the ass in the next 2 movies because racism. But anyway, I thought it was a good movie, even though I thought it wasn't too overt. I thought it was good, even though the story was kind of the same as The New Hope. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind that. I thought the dynamic between Rey and Finn was pretty good. I thought that they were going to get together at some point, but I don't know. I guess Disney was too scared to make that happen, I guess. But I really liked that movie because it was the first superhero movie, Star Wars movie I've seen in like a long ass time. And I wasn't a kid. I guess I was a teenager, but I wasn't, a kid anymore. I got to see with my friends. So that enhanced the experience. Our friend Tyler ripped his pants like midway through the movie. That shit was hilarious. I don't know what he was doing. He was trying to get over this bar and he just ripped his stuff in half. I was like, that's hilarious. But yeah, man, I'll put that at 4. But it's interchangeable with, or 5. Interchangeable. I like both those movies really good, really a lot. And then last 4. come in at 4, I think, is episode. What is it? Episode 6? No, I guess, or the Return of the Jedi. I thought Return of the Jedi was right after that. I liked it a lot. I thought it was cool. I thought the story was really good. The dynamic between Darth Vader and Luke, I think, was the best part of the whole movie, about them talking about how like he can still turn good, he can still be a good guy, and it's not over yet. He can still come back, and then their fight at the end, it was just so emotionally charged. It felt like, and then when finally Darth Vader finally switches sides and helps defeat the Emperor, and then everybody wins, and it's like, whew, that's a feel good story if I've ever heard one. And yeah, man, I just loved that. And then when they came back as Force Ghosts at the end, I thought that was pretty cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
The last 3, all 3 of these are great movies. These are great movies. But the next one, I had to be A New Hope. Because, it's the first, this was started it all, man. Without that, there wouldn't be nothing else. And, you got this young kid who had no idea he had this momentous power. And, you got the older guy who's trying to teach him how to learn it. This set the archetype for many movies, dog. Like, this sparked a whole generation. Had, like, revolutionized some movies, man. And that's why I had to put it, third. And it was a good story. I just, you learn about the Force, and you're just like, yo, this is a cool ability that people have in this universe. And I'm just like, this is amazing. Like, this man can move shit with his mind or whatever the hell. Midichlorians, we don't talk about that. So yeah, I had to
number 2.
Number 2 would have to be Rogue One, man. Rogue One was so damn good, yo.
What?
Hey, it was good. It was really freaking good. It was so good. But this is my opinion. There's nothing bad I can say about this movie. There's not a single thing I can say about the characters. Of the acting was amazing. The characters was amazing. The story, you learning what happens up until Leia gets the plans in The New Hope. Like, man, the stakes were high. And I think the best part is that they killed all those characters. Like, in The New Hope, they said that they went through like a lot to get those plans. A lot of good people died to get these plans, and they killed everybody at the end like they should have. I know that there was an ending where they didn't. God, it was just so much. It was so good. Oh my God, Forrest Whitaker was in that movie. Oh, so many people were in that movie. That was such a great movie. But coming in at number 1, my all-time favorite is an Empire.
Obvious.
Man.
Obvious.
I love an Empire Strikes Back. When you meet Lando for the first time, even though he's a snake, a little bit, tiny little bit. Nah, he's a snake, fuck that. But for the first time, my man's training gets stronger. You're like, who is this creepy little dude who has to eat? Because he was so weird, but he was so powerful too when he lifted the X-Wing out of the swamp.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
oof.
That was pretty badass.
That guy's got it. And so I don't know. I think it was also one of the first one I saw too. The first Star Wars, because I was like 7, and I didn't watch them in order because I didn't really know that they had to go in order. I just was so mesmerized by that fight between Luke and Darth Vader. I was like, this is fantastic. And when you find out that Darth Vader is his dad, that's got to be one of the craziest plot twists ever in cinematic history, bro. Because
and you got to understand, like, with that too, is like it was a different age.
Right.
Because when that twist happened, it wasn't all over social media.
Facts, like nobody had any. There was no spoilers. There was no leaks or nothing. You were just like, what? Huh?
Yeah. And you actually had to wait. It wasn't like we had leaks coming out.
Like, bro,
it's actually not true, or it is. It's just.
And you had to wait like 4 years for the next movie. You're just like, God, what? This is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with him. I don't know if everybody out there agrees with me. Give me your top 11.
I don't know, man. I mean, you kind of hit the ballpark. I think the only few that I would change is like I really enjoyed um Revenge of the Sith a little bit more. I think Rise of Skywalker is worse than Last Jedi. I
That's
also
fair.
wouldn't put Rogue One so high. I'm actually in
Bro,
shock. I'm actually in shock. I'm not gonna lie to you.
what?
I'm in
Rogue
shock.
One is one of the greatest Star Wars movies ever, dog.
I,
Man.
it is a really good Star Wars movie. It
Is
is
the
not the
Vader
second
scene?
best. The
The
Vader scene is
Vader
dope.
scene?
The
The
Vader
Vader
scene
scene
is
is
dope.
one of the best scenes in the entire franchise. This, bro, what?
You're talking like lightsaber wise.
Bro, that movie is, if not the best movie, a Star Wars movie ever.
What?
You can give me a better offer any movies that before that one. I honestly don't think so.
I would put New Hope higher than Rogue One. I would put okay. I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna give my opinion a little bit differently. So you said like Darth Vader's scene was like dope, right?
Go to
I think we can all agree the best like fight scene or lightsaber scene in the whole entire movie series is Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Like that's given, right?
outside that. Yeah, that.
Um
I agree with
I don't even think the second best one now in all of Star Wars, I'm changing it now. In all of Star Wars, I don't even think like the top 5. I think maybe one of them is in the movies. I think the rest of them are all clones or rebels fights.
I agree. I agree. That
Which
Clone
is
Wars had some
yes.
great
Like
fights.
Ahsoka versus Darth Maul might be number 2.
Oh, beautiful fight. That's a great
Yeah.
fight. My heart was
Yeah.
pumping.
I really liked the animation style of honestly all of those shows. I used to think like I'm gonna suck here just a little bit. I used to have the mindset of like, oh, it's an animated show. It probably isn't that good.
Many
But
people did.
right. But I watched all of Clone Wars and then I took a break on Rebels because I was like, oh, it's not on Cartoon Network. Like that's different, right? But Rebels was so good.
Rebels was great.
Rebels was
I saw
like
that shit when it came out, bro.
man,
It
like
was great.
them
Saw it the
bringing
night it
back
came
Darth
out.
Maul. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Like
Shoot, he was in Solo at the end, like 5 seconds.
oh, Darth Maul? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think that's the only thing that had me hype on Solos. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's
probably
Darth Maul. What?"
he should
And I was
have
like,
been the bad guy, bro. He
something.
should have been the bad guy.
But by that time, was he already dead? Like, did they already kill him in the Rebels?
I don't think so, because I don't
Okay.
know when it took place. Actually, it
Yeah.
depends. I don't remember when Solo took place, but I guess he was still alive then. So
Yeah, because if you like as a viewer knew that he had died and you see him in, I think it would have been like, oh well, he's kind of dead already. So,
yeah, it didn't really matter.
but I, so I'm gonna give a bit of a shift again. Okay.
Okay,
So I personally, I'm gonna say an answer, the cop answer. All
all
right.
right.
I personally think the most cool character I've ever seen in Star Wars is Starkiller.
Is the most OP character you said?
Yes.
I agree. That man
Starkiller.
did some shit that I ain't never seen before in my life. That man brought down the Star Destroyer from orbit, bro. Like what? I was like, huh? That's just
I'm gonna need
crazy.
people in the comments to kind of help me out on this and tell me other feats that other Force users have done that beat that.
Nothing,
Because
dog. Like,
I
bro, because
don't
then
think
they show you that whack ass Ray and Kylo Ren pulling at the fucking transport. You was like, man, Star Killer, get over here, bro.
and like Vader and Kenobi, like when he pulled the transporter or whatever it was too. That was dope. Don't get me
dope.
wrong.
That was
But
dope.
that was no pulling a Star Destroyer out of orbit.
Orbit. That shit was crazy, dog.
Yeah.
Did not expect
And
that.
Yeah, and like the whole idea of the secret like apprentice that Darth Vader has. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
just the whole story of it, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna kill the Emperor," but then he's like, "Psych, we're gonna kill you." It's a little interesting to how those games played out, and I think they're fantastic stories. I know the second one's a little like with the clones and everything like that, but still like those the whole idea of clones is being brought out right now in Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm doing a terrible job of it, but yeah.
Yeah. But it's definitely like something that people are looking at, and we're starting like Star Wars people are starting to be like, hey, clones, let's bring them
Yep.
back. You guys really like this, yada yada yada, right? So it's nice. It's nice. But I think that also kind of segues into what's happening right now with Ahsoka. Because I have to ask you,
Okay.
who do you think Marok is?
Marok. Well, a lot of people think that he's what's his name? The guy who plays Darth Maul. He was credited with
Sam Witwer.
Mark. Yeah, he was credited with him in the credits, but I was like, they credit him in like everything, so I don't know if I believe that. I thought it was Barriss Offee from the Clone Wars. I thought it could have been her, but I'm not sure.
So I
It
think
might be somebody I know. We know? I have no idea.
so I've been reading a lot that like people are like, oh, it's Ezra. I don't think that makes sense. I don't
Yeah, it
think
don't really
they
make
would.
sense.
He went away with Thrawn. I think we can
Yeah,
all agree on that. So
yeah,
why
and
would
they're
they
trying
pick
to
up
get
Thrawn
to him.
or Ezra? But right, like why would they Ezra but not Thrawn? Doesn't
Yeah,
make
that
sense.
doesn't really make sense.
I kind of am because Sam Witwer he played Star Killer, and he was
It
in
could
the
be
like you
Star
said
Killer,
he like
I
you said
think.
like he's in additional voices. We know that Mark is a guy, or at least the voice sounds like a guy.
I
Um,
don't know. I haven't heard of. I haven't heard Buddy speak.
yeah, so um, I think Sam could be any he could be a droid for all we know, but if he is Marok, it kind of like Starkiller's original name is Galen Merrick. Marok?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I I don't know, man. I don't know if they make it Star Killer, if that is a service or a disservice
I
to
don't know
Star
either.
Killer's character.
I don't think they would do it in a sense in which it would be like the exact same Starkiller. I think they would just take this Marok character and be like, he's Darth Vader's secret apprentice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be true, but I don't know. He didn't seem like that good when he fought Ahsoka. Wouldn't he be better? I don't know.
Although I will say like he's more talented than the other Inquisitors to have survived this long.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I don't know. We also got to figure out where the hell he's been at.
Yeah, because this is the first we've ever seen of him, right? I'm not making
Yep.
that up, am I?
I don't think he's been in any of the. I don't think he was in Rebels. I think all the
Yeah.
Inquisitors that were in Rebels are dead. So
Right?
there's yeah.
As long as I get my little helicopter Inquisitor blade fly
Oh yeah,
away
you
thing,
want
I'll
him
be
to
fine.
fly off like Mary
Yeah,
Poppins?
just yeah.
The funniest thing is when that one dude in Rebels tried to fly away and
and
like
then
his
like didn't
suit, and then it broke and he fell. I was like, wow.
yeah.
That's unfortunate.
But the one popular thing that I've been reading a bit is that people think that Marok is a clone of Ezra.
When? How?
That's the only thing I can't seem to
What if?
figure out.
What if? And stay with me on this, because
I'm holding.
what if this is just a new character? What if you just seen before? He's just his own character. Why can't he just be his own? Why does it always got to be somebody? Dog?
So
I think people drive themselves, especially Star Wars fans, drive themselves crazy with these theories, like they did in A Force Awakens when they were trying to figure out, they were like, who is her parents? And so when they did that, they set themselves up to be disappointed. And that's exactly what happened. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, it's Luke Skywalker. Oh my gosh, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then some people were like, maybe it's Palpatine. And it was like, who is it? Then they go from, oh, your parents were nobodies to then, oh wait, sorry, they're not nobodies. He's the son of Palpatine. You're just like, man, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Dude. So I just don't want people to get disappointed when they find out that this Galen Merrick guy is just a regular new character.
Well, not Galen Merrick, but Mark.
Mark, my bad.
It's
a new character.
Do you think, like, now that you mentioned it, do you like Rey's parents being nobodies?
Yeah, I thought it would have been fine. I didn't have a problem with it. What they did compared to her not having parents was kind of dumb. I feel like her being the granddaughter of Palpatine was such a stretch, and her having no parents at all would have made a lot more sense,
right?
Because then it could have been like anybody can, be a hero or can help people if they want to. They could have gone with that, but nope.
Yeah,
and to stretch that bitch.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, Star Wars is amazing. I don't think we can disagree on that. I think the shows have been awesome. I need a new movie. I know they're working on those, but I'm kind of
man. If just watch Rebel Moon, man.
I'm excited for Rebel Moon.
That looks good. Excited. That looks good, and it makes it even better when one of the producers were like, "Fuck Star Wars." I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, so I think Rebel Moon is going to be the R-rated Star Wars for sure, but 100%. I'm excited for the future of Star Wars. I think that they're not going in any bad direction. They just need a little bit more direction.
Yeah,
it feels like they have all these stories and everything, but they don't have a path forward, which is something we just need right now, man.
Because it is kind of difficult to figure out where they're trying to go towards, because it seems like they're all building up. They're building up Thrawn heavily, right? They're
with Ahsoka at least.
Yeah, with Ahsoka, with the Mandalorian, that one episode, and then the finale of season 3 of Mandalorian, they built him up.
Yeah,
and so isn't he already dead? Because the thing is, what's problem with the direction that they're going is that we've already got a sequel trilogy that has begun and ended, meaning that Thrawn has probably died. If he's still alive at this point, I'll be freaking surprised. So it's like, what's the point of doing all this if we already know the end outcome? We already know that Rey and them win. They defeat the Emperor, who should have never came back in the first place. They win. And what's the point of this? Like, I'd like to see what happens in The Mandalorian. I want to know how his story ends. But only, I guess, learning about the rise of the First Order is cool, but I already know how that ends. So why do I need to learn about
that? And I'm wondering, like, genuinely, if they're setting up like Thrawn to find the First Order, or what's going on. I don't know.
I guess it's possible that Thrawn is the founder of the First Order. That's it. That's exactly what it seems like they're setting.
But then, yeah, or like, does he create Snoke? Does he put that plan in motion? Like, it just no, right? Yeah. Because didn't the Emperor technically put that plan in motion? Like,
it's very confusing. I don't understand it.
Just need more lightsabers. I got you.
Yep, I need more lightsabers. I don't like how lightsabers been looking in live action recently.
Yeah, there's some
kind of the Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader fight, though. I like that.
You talking about like
in the anthology? Yeah. Where have you in tears, dog? At the end, when bro, he beat his ass at the end. Obi-Wan was like, "Yeah, I'm still the master in this motherfucker." He beat his ass.
Yeah, because he wasn't afraid anymore, man.
Cracking his. Nah, he wasn't afraid no more. And then he became Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan Kenobi, right there. And when he was crying and was like, "I'm sorry, Anakin." Boy, I was bawling I shed a tear. I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
He's like, you didn't kill me. And then it shifts, and he's like, I did. I was, ooh.
Yeah, that
Ooh.
was, yeah.
Ooh.
He was like,
Because
yeah.
that right there, I think right there is when their whole, like, it just died. Like, Anakin died in
Yeah.
to Obi-Wan. And he was like, all
Yeah,
right, see you later, Darth.
that's
I
when
was
he
like,
realized, that's when he realized, like,
that he was
I can't
gone.
save you. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I will say this, it's kind of a nitpicky thing. So I was just like, I know Luke Skywalker brought him back, but
Yeah.
up until that point, they never talked to one another. I guess the bond between father and son was strong, but I always thought that if anybody else could have brought Darth Vader back, it could have been Obi-Wan. I felt like, I don't know, like it may be like, I thought he also had a great chance of bringing Darth Vader back to Anakin.
Yeah.
They had the strongest, relationship, or Ahsoka maybe, but I'm glad it was Luke.
I think the issue
They
was is that
switched
they
that.
knew him before. So like
That
it
might have
was
been it.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, like Kenobi was like, "Oh, like you didn't follow the ways of the Jedi." And Anakin was like,
that's
"F the
fair.
Jedi." You know what I mean? Like, "Oh, like I'm not for the Jedi." And Ahsoka left. And I think her leaving the order,
Fueled the fire.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
makes you
I
wonder
would
if she
love
didn't
to
leave.
see. Oh, go ahead.
You
That's what I
think
was just about to say.
would they do like a little, like, maybe she's dreaming about what would have happened if she didn't leave? That would
Yes.
be tough.
I need a what if. I need a what
You
if
need
of,
that what if she
yeah.
never left. Because if she never left, I don't think that he would go evil. I'm sure
It's
he'd
in, yeah.
probably leave the
Or
order
it would be her and Anakin
and
fighting.
him being evil. That would
No,
be
like them
crazy.
fighting. I think it
Oh,
would be them fighting. Like she's kind of the Kenobi in that situation.
that would probably, yeah. Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see. So let's make it happen, Star Wars. What if
Yeah.
Ahsoka
What if?
never left the Jedi Order?
I need John Favreau. Who's the other guy with the cowboy hat?
Dave Filoni, come
Dave
on, the
Filoni.
GOAT.
I need you to give
Let's
me
make that
one
happen.
episode, man. What
Make
if
that happen.
Ahsoka never left? Because Ahsoka is
Yeah.
your character, Mr. Filoni. I need you to chop,
Yeah.
movie boy. No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely. That's crazy. Wow.
I've been seeing that
But
all over TikTok. I don't know what that means.
I know it's kind of like because they need to post the clips faster.
That's fair.
Yeah. Kind of like we need to as well. So
Yes,
we're gonna be
guys.
posting a lot more for sure. You guys
Yep.
definitely need to like, comment, and subscribe at the OOG Podcast on all platforms. All platforms.
Every platform, man. Even on Threads, dog. We were
Threads.
forgot until I just said it just now. But we're on, we're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Not Facebook though. We're not on Facebook.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Who
Maybe
knows?
one day. Yeah.
But definitely, share us your thoughts on anything Star Wars, anything at all. Or,
Give us
if you
your
want us
opinions.
to talk about one thing, let us know.
Yep. And I know all you Star Wars fans out there, I know y'all get toxic in the comments, man. Let's keep it friendly. All right.
Or
I
give
know
us
how y'all can be.
just a little bit of toxicity.
A little bit of toxicity is okay every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts on Star Wars, where they're going, what your opinions are. Keep it, civilized, maybe a little toxic.
But again, thank you for an awesome episode. I'm glad we were able to talk about Star Wars because I had to get that out of my head.
That's my favorite topic to talk about, bro. I could keep going, but I know this would be like 3 hours long.
Right. Part 2 some other time
In the future. If there are any other movies, maybe at the end of Ahsoka's series, we can talk about it.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time.